You always follow the money.
Yeah. This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard, live with you over the next 3 hours. Downtown Las Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino. Huge program on tap here on the opening day of the Masters. Great guests. We'll talk to Steve Wiss in an hour. Best bets in soccer. He was nails last week. Let's hope it continues again this weekend. Jonathan Davis on the NHL. Anthony Curtis, Las Vegas advisor. In studio later on. And Tony Rizzo. Browns drafting number 2 overall. Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Pauly, how you feeling? How's your leaderboard look? Who do you want to scream right now, right? Who do you want to scream at and say, get off my leaderboard?
It's all right. I don't have a problem with Rose. Jeff Sherman made the comment. He always gets off to a hot start. Could be first-round leader. 2-shot lead. 130-1 to win the whole thing here at Circa before we started dancing. And he's been phenomenal. With still a lot of holes left. There's been carnage. There's been chaos. You got the couple story. You was concerned maybe about a wire job earlier with Scheffler. Scheffler 4 under finished. Connors 4 under finished. Good start. What say you?
Scheffler had a putt for birdie from about, 8 to 10 feet the way it looked. Number 18, and he missed it by an inch to go to 5 under. And by the way, charging up the leaderboard right now is Rory. McIlroy is 3 under through 9, and I'm looking right now at BetMGM. He's 8-1 to be the first-round leader. So if anybody tailed Justin Rose yesterday when Jeff Sherman joined the program, and I asked him anything here on first-round leader, and he immediately brought up Justin Rose has a great history here. He was, I think, between 60 and 80-1 to be the leader. Now, I think he's going to have a putt to go to 7 under here. They're in a commercial break. But if that's the case, then, and he gets to 7, and Rory's going to have to... But, there are some difficult holes here. I'll give you an example. I had Jaeger, first-round leader today. I like betting that guy in the first round. He has really good stats overall and good placements this year. Nice track record. He got to 4 under, was the solo leader. I'm smiling, Pauly. I'm spending my money already on Jaeger bombs. And what happened?
You ever do those? Huh?
10 years ago, yes.
Yeah, that's right. They are something.
Can't do them anymore.
No.
But he doubled 13, and then he closed even. He closed even for the day. It's like, he's sailing along, and all of a sudden, there comes a big blip.
Like Aaron Rai.
That's right.
Although he didn't completely implode. He finished 2 under, but he was 4 under right off the bat as well.
Have you done any panic betting because of major FOMO? I forgot to bet this guy. He's off to a great start.
Yeah, Rose, I will. Yes, absolutely. Yep.
I have to admit,
shame on me.
I'll raise my hand. I did it already today.
Yeah, good for you.
I did it with DeChambeau.
Oh, you did DeChambeau.
I did DeChambeau because...
Okay, 4th choice now at DraftKings, 11-1. Rose 8, Scheffler plus 230. In light of what's going on and the terrific start.
And then they have Rory around plus 330? Okay. Because DeChambeau immediately after 3 got to 2 under. And I'm like, yeah, boy. People were making the case for him, and I never gave him a serious look. And he was like, 16, 18-1, something like that, I think. And I said, God, Mitch, please don't do this. Do not hit submit. Do not bet this guy. But I had to. FOMO. I had to add some of that. Because of him. Remember, he was the first-round leader last year.
Plus, I can't stand him. So it's like...
It's like an emotional
it's the Stanford Steve bet. He has the hate bets, right? He didn't like Serena Williams and always would bet her. So you can do that as well. Yep. How about people in the audience, if you accomplish something in sports, an athletic event, what competition that you're really proud of, and to be like, yeah, I did that at that age. How about that? Fred Couples shot a 71. He also had an eagle. Guy's 65.
That's amazing.
How about that?
I've always liked that guy.
He was 5-1 to make the cut. Let's see if he can.
Was he really?
He was. Let's see if he can pull this off. Great start for Freddie, but I also like to open up to the audience as well about, I'm still like a dunk of basketball. I did this at 65. Sure. I can do this at 70. I mean, this is great.
That would probably go in line with like people who run marathons, right?
Sure.
That still do it in their 60s and, I don't know, even beyond that.
Yeah, tweet at us. That's right. FTM@vsin.com, the email as well. FTM@vsin.com. That was great. There's been some implosions, though, too. I mean, you look at the bottom, there's been some rough scores. Pendrith 5 over, Bazane-Hoot 4 over, Olazabal 4 over, Cabrera got off to a hot start. Remember that? As Jeff Davis said here at Circa, that was a great action about miss the cut with Cabrera. Guy was doing time for 3 years. He's out. Won a tournament, 4 over. Bad start for DJ. Bad start for Phil, Finau, McIntyre, Willett, Koepka as well. Koepka was, where'd I put it? It was a good price. Koepka was plus 240 to miss the cut.
To miss it. Okay, where's he at right now?
He last check he was 3 over as well. There's a ton of guys that are 3 over.
Well, that's one of the sad parts about betting this, for many months, or some people, again, betting it year round. You're going to be sitting here with some of these golfers, and you're going to have good numbers when you do this, maybe great numbers. You're going to have some bad ones as well. And then day one pops, and, a bunch of people are posting really, really solid numbers, and then you're waiting for your guys who you've had bets on for 2-3 months, maybe a little bit more than that. Like, super excited for the day. Let's go, guys. Let's be in the mix. And then what happens? For me, 2 examples here. Sepp Straka, now he's back to 1 over, and Russell Henley. But Straka immediately lost 2 shots. Same thing with Henley right out of the gates today. And I'm like, really? This is what's going to happen? You're going to suck all the wind right out of my sails on day number 1 and have no... It's just like... But that happens.
It's old saying. You can't win it, but you can lose it in the first day.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And that happens. But that will happen in golf all the time. But specifically for the Masters, because that's a market that's up year round at almost every single book. So they're hurting my feelings right now. That's no good. And Rhodes, I think, again, they're going to go to him in a minute on 13. I think that's going to be a putt for birdie, if I'm not mistaken. But a solid start today for Corey Connors. People were high on him.
Oh, yeah. Got him. I got him.
And
I didn't do first round leader, though, but I got to win the tournament. I have top Canadian.
Yeah. What'd you get about top Canadian?
Even money.
Okay. I did have a bet on him. He was one of the guys I talked about on the show the other day. I bet him. So that was a good start. He's one of the guys I bet a couple of months ago, I believe, overall. I like Harris English quite a bit. Get off my leaderboard. I like Matt Fitzpatrick quite a bit. Get off my leaderboard. Because I have nothing on these guys. Hideki, very popular this week.
He's had a birdie.
He's lingering, Pauly.
Yeah.
Former champion here. Mm-hmm. And I would ask you, on Rory anyway, if he doesn't do it this year, when's he going to do it?
That's a good question. I know. That's fair.
So I heard a stat the other day that of all the golfers in history to finish off the career Grand Slam, it took them every top, right? The most amount of years it took any of those golfers to win the last leg was 3 years. I believe this is Rory's 11th attempt at the Masters since he won the other 3.
I can't remember who tweeted it, too. Nicholas went up to him and said, how are you going to play the course? And then Rory went off for like 5 minutes. He didn't interrupt him, and he was nodding. He goes, okay, very good, great plan. Let's see if he can execute.
All right.
Yep.
DeChambeau just got to 2.
Got that. There's a ton of guys at 1 under.
Yeah.
Ton of guys. Davis Thompson, Cam Smith, Couples, Harmon, Reed, Minwoo Lee, Bubba, Hoagie, Berger, Cantley, Lowry, all at 1 under. And a lot of them still have a lot of holes left today.
Probably, going back to Boom Boom for a minute, you've always been a fan of him, right? How can you not like Boom Boom?
Sure, yeah.
So I guess that also might be like people who climb mountains. Hey, I scaled Mount Everest when I was 58 years old.
Yeah, rock climbing, sure.
Something like that. But how many other sports can you do that? Like golf, this is the beauty of playing golf when you're younger. You can play this for your entire life in theory. You can go bowling, but you're not going to go out there and play tackle football when you're 56 years old.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, it's a fun discussion, too, because also in high school I was friends with Scott Scheffler with a P, and his dad was a
sailor. Is that like a darn Schefter?
I know. His dad was in sales, and I always see his dad at the gym, and he would be running. And he goes, Pauly, I don't have any competition. At my age, I'm in shape. I work out. I mean, they got them all over me. I mean, it's just you don't have to do much at this age, but if you're in shape and take care of yourself,
sure,
you can do well with the ladies. And I thought, okay, good job. And he can tie it into what Boom Boom did too today.
Yep. So I was in a draft last night, a snake draft. 10 teams were participating.
Right. Cool.
You get 8 golfers each, right? So Nick Bogdanovich was in it. Matt Humans was in this. A bunch of bettors, odds makers as well. Tony Miller was in it. Jay Cornegay. Wes Reynolds here at VSiN, Jonathan Von Tobel, on and on and on, right? So Wes and Brady Cannon, they a little fishy here. I mean, they run the whole thing, and they got the first pick overall. So who would you have taken number 1 overall if you got the pick? Odds will not matter. You need 4 guys to make the cut, and outright winner will also pay a certain amount of the entry fee.
Did you see what happened in the Calcutta with Peabody and those guys?
I did not.
They do the Calcutta contest? Okay. Well, it's kind of the same thing. What would you do in a Calcutta? I guess, but the money plays a role with the bidding. Boy, that's a tough one.
Scheffler would have been, we were picking 9th. Paul Stone and I picked 9th. Scheffler would have been pretty tough to turn down number 1 overall.
Mm-hmm.
He went 3rd.
Really?
Yeah. Wes and Brady took Colin Morikawa 1st overall.
He's very popular.
Yep. Well, but
Maybe too popular.
He got 3 under today.
How do you? So where are the payouts working that stuff?
I'm a little sketchy on it overall.
Uh-huh.
I think there's it pays first, second, and then like there's the second round leader is one of them. Most cuts made out of all 8 guys. Rory went number 2. Las Vegas, Chris took him. I can't complain there. I ended up betting Rory McIlroy last night after this draft and talking to other people. I took Circa had him plus 705. I took some of that to win, and I also bet plus 170 top 5 on him. Scheffler third. John Rahm went number 4 overall. Then Bear went 5th.
Also very popular.
X-Man went 6th. I got to tell you, Nick Bogdanovich, he's one of the funniest human beings I've ever met in my life. He's so quick and so fast and so witty. He's got a great line every single time.
He does. So I was just texting him today. I was asking for an email, and he doesn't like the person. He goes, why do you want? No, it's funny, though. No, he goes, funny. He goes, why do you want it? Are you going to blow up his car? Yeah, outside Tony Roma's. Lefty Rosenthal. Oh, incredible.
That's amazing. We got Paul Stone and I got Lowry 9th.
Uh-huh.
So, but it was fun.
Yeah, Nick's great.
Yeah.
Good start, baby. All right. Everyone loves the betting splits. That's included with the summer special, $59 until August 1st. Everything you want. How about the prop analyzer? You go up there today, bam! 13 in a row, Ja Morant. Points prop over. Everything you want. VSiN.com. Every pick, every host, every guest. What an offer. $59 till August 1st. VSiN.com/subscribe.
Looks like Rose settled for a par on 13, so he's still at 6 under. Up next, what a night in the association. And yet another inexplicable loss by a team that can't afford it.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Paul, you were asking feedback here. X, you can get in touch at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Pauly Howard. Email is ftm@vsin.com. Something that you're super proud of at an older age to accomplish, maybe at a sporting event, whatever it might be.
Physical exertion, whatever. Yeah. Keep it clean.
65-1. I'm sorry, he's 65 years old. And he shot a 71 today.
Yeah. And he had an eagle.
Willie Beeman on X, 2023, diagnosed with lymphoma. Beat it, ran a half marathon all in the same year. Wow. Let's go Rose, 60-1 first round leader, he says.
There you go.
Great job, Willie Beeman.
A lot of people heard Jeff Sherman. That's right.
Yeah. Yep. So Rose, again, he had to settle for a par. He's at 6 under through 13. Rory also. Boy, he almost chipped in from the bunker on number 10 to go to 4, but he missed it by about 2 inches, settled for a par, so now he's 3 under through 10. And DeChambeau got a stroke back. He's 2 under through 9. He's on number 10 right now. How about that Warriors loss last night?
Can't believe it. Watched the game, stunned. 17-point favorite at home against the Spurs. Spurs 11-1 on the money line, and they lose. Harrison Barnes biting the hand that once fed him. They're saying, where was that when we needed you?
Where was that in Game 7?
That's right. But what a shot to send them home. And an unbelievable win by the Spurs, who are just playing out the string, and you can't lose that kind of game. If you're Golden State, they were playing so well, and they had a nice lead, and they fell asleep, and the Spurs took it from them. Excellent.
How many times is this going to happen this week alone for the teams who are all packed in like sardines from the 3 through the 8, basically? Right? So now...
Right.
Your 3 through 6 looks like this: Lakers, Nuggets, Clippers, Grizzlies. The play-in would include the Warriors, the T-Wolves, the Kings, and the Mavs.
Yeah. The odds to participate are crazy. Memphis 140, Minnesota $1.10, Golden State plus 135, Clippers plus 180. The final day of the season, the Clippers played Golden State. Clippers are on fire. This is going to be wild how it plays itself out, and Memphis has got 2 big games coming up.
Well, so does Denver. They get the Grizzlies tomorrow night, and then they play at Houston on Sunday. How will the Rockets approach that game? Kind of like last night, setting everybody again?
They play out the string. They got the Lakers Friday. I don't know. I would think if they would do what they did yesterday, they'd just continue to sit people. But then again, do you want to have all that time off? I don't know how they're going to. That's something you have to talk about in the organization. So
what's going to happen here with the Clippers? Because you mentioned it, they close on Sunday at Golden State, but before that, they play at Sacramento. That's on Friday night.
Well, I think they'll win that game. Yeah.
Well, but
they'll get whatever they want offensively. They're so good right now. What they're doing, 16 of 19 they've won. Sacramento can't defend. You saw that last night. Just had that fluke win the other night against Detroit, and they were down big. Other than that, Sacramento's been terrible.
I'll give you 2 reasons why you have to take the Clippers seriously. And there are more than this, but I'll give you two. First of all, Ty Lue's an awesome coach. 3 reasons. He's a dynamite coach.
Yeah.
I heard the case today on a podcast with Zach Lowe and Kirk Goldsberry. They were making the case that Ty Lue is not going to get it, but he's done an unbelievable job with this team, all things considered. Zubac is unbelievable this year.
Yeah, you can thank Magic Johnson.
Yeah, there you go.
Gave him away.
And I'll tell you, this is why they're the most dangerous. It's not James Harden, because I think the skepticism would be there, like, hey, this is a James Harden-led team, right?
There has to be.
But here's what I think supersedes that. If, and we've said this for 10 years now, but if Kawhi is healthy, they can beat anybody.
Yep.
The guy's still that good.
Where you at with the Lakers? I had that one wrong. Sorry, guys. I saw it a different way. I thought Davis would have the show me game. I thought Luka would get the others involved. I mean, how about he's so emotional and crying during the intro, and then he kills him for 45?
Sure.
I had that wrong. He did whatever he wanted. And then they fell asleep. They were up 13 in the third quarter. And then it's like, okay, let's get down to business. And then LeBron and Luka just took over and they blew him out. But that's between those 3 guys that can score. And if they get anything from the supporting cast, watch out.
Yeah, but you can't rely on that, Paul.
You can. Yes, you can.
You can rely on
Finney Smith. I'm saying Finney Smith, Vincent, Hachimura. One of those guys can have a big game or a 15-point game to go along with the other big 3.
Yeah, see, I don't know when that's coming, though. If you say
them out, they're wide open. That's the thing. And we've seen Luka take that team to the conference finals before. They didn't have a lot. He's got a lot more talent than what he had in Dallas, though. But,
well, we just differ on this, because when you say you can rely on that supporting cast, that to me means that they're going to be there every single game. They'll have good games, but
one of the 3 will. One of the 3 will, I think. Now, I'm with you on the Clippers, too. They're also dangerous. And it comes down to the seeding, though. And do you get home court, and who are you playing in the second round in the bracket breakdown with everything as well, too. But certainly you can't ignore a 16-3 run and what they've done. And the great part about it is all these teams play each other to close.
What did you have for the Grizzlies to be in the play-in? Because they have 3 games left, and I'm going to give you their schedule here in a second.
They're $1.40.
Okay, because I think that makes sense, right? Because they get the Wolves tonight. They play at Denver tomorrow, and then they get the Mavericks. They are going to close with the dreaded 3 games in 4 days. And oh, by the way, against 3 of these teams that we're talking about here, either play-off or play-in teams.
Yep.
So I think the Grizzlies will be on the outside looking in. The Warriors play at the Blazers on, isn't that's Friday night?
Yeah.
When they play there, and then they get the Clippers at home like you talked about.
Everyone plays Friday. Everyone plays Sunday.
Yeah.
Nobody plays Saturday.
And if the Blazers are healthy for that game, because they've had a couple of guys miss now, basically because of injuries here, not because of load management. But if they're healthy in that game, I'm not going to tell you that the Warriors are going to win that one. Portland will be feisty. They have awesome young talent. And then, Minnesota also has 3 in 4 days.
Oh, yeah, this game tonight's enormous.
Huge.
Yeah.
But
see how you respond after blowing a 24-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Watch what happens here. If I know Minnesota like I think I know Minnesota, they'll win the game tonight, and then they'll lose one of these 2 games to close out the season at home to the Nets or the Jazz. Just when you think you have the team figured out.
Yeah.
That would not shock me at all.
They're 0-2 against Memphis this year. And again, we'll see if Ja can keep it going. He's 25.5 tonight. He's gone over his points prop 13 in a row and 14 of 15.
Here's another guy, too, by the way, Scottie Pippen. Under the radar, 10-1 over, 9.5 points last 11 games. And he's hit a 3 in 13 out of 15 games. He's minus 230 to hit one tonight. More Pippen here, 8-3 over, 17.5 PRA last 11 games. Also in this game, Rudy Gobert, 7-1 over, 12.5 points last 8 games. And 6-1 over 11.5 rebounds. I know there's a lot of numbers we're throwing at you, but it is always helpful when you go and look at the tools on VSiN.com and click on NBA Player Prop Analyzer.
Yep. Everything else pretty much decided in the East, though. Knicks get the 3 if they win tonight, but it's pretty much we know what the seeds are going to be.
Right.
With how that's because Milwaukee's laying 15.5 tonight. They're going to win, and in the Knicks, I think their magic number is 1. So. Looks like it's going to be Cavs 1, Boston 2, Knicks 3, Pacers 4, Bucks 5, Detroit 6, Orlando 7, Atlanta 8, Bulls 9, Heat 10.
Indiana's locked into the 4 seed with a win or Milwaukee loss. So you're right there. Detroit is locked into the 6 seed with a Milwaukee win. I bet today the Chicago Bulls at plus 225 to make the playoffs.
All right.
Had to do it.
Your boys delivered again. Giddy did. White was good, although he didn't have a lot of points, but Giddy was awesome as well in a game they had to have.
So think
They
about
are fun to watch.
Paul, think about who's going to be in the play-in right now in the Eastern Conference. The Bulls aren't going to be one of those two teams to come out of there. The Magic, Hawks, and the Heat are the other three teams. I think the Magic will get in.
Well, you got to beat Miami. And that goes back to Heat culture and all that, but that'll be a hell of a game, which the Bulls, you get it at home. We'll get it at home. And then you win that, you're going to have to take on the loser of Orlando, Atlanta, and I would like their chances. You're right.
I like them against Miami to win that game. And then if they get the Hawks, like if that's going to be the losing squad, I love the Bulls against the Hawks. And that will be an over special, and that's going to be a Kobe White and Josh Giddey dream come true against that defense.
How about the criticism of Hero? Do you think it's over the top, or was it stupid?
I've gone back and forth on this quite a bit today. So he took a three.
They're down 8. Okay, they're down 8. They have the ball. He hits a 3. There's like 40 seconds left. Then he gets a steal. He's wide open for a layup. There's like 35, 40 seconds left. He can lay it in and cut it to 3. Then you say, I get a stop, whatever. He took a 3. He goes, I'm wide open. I take like my chances. I would have cut it. He missed it. Bulls got the rebound. Bulls push it down. For unknown reason, the Bulls then shot the ball. But then they hit a 3, put it on 8, then the game's over. Bam had his back. Others had his back. Other people calling him out for Hero, playing hero ball.
I didn't hate it.
But that was, you make the 3, you cut it to 2. He's a confident kid, but you did turn down a wide open layup that would have cut it to 3 with like 30 seconds.
Sure. So Knicks Pistons player props tonight. Asur Thompson, 7-0 over 11.5 points. And 6-1 over 20.5 PRA last 7 games. Tim Hardaway, 6-1 over 11.5 points last 7 games as well. So good stuff, again, every single day at the website, vsin.com. Oh, this is a huge putt for par for Justin Rose.
Got it. All right. It's getting juicy now. Good stuff.
6 under through 14.
Yeah? Okay. VSiN fans, plan your Vegas getaway for the first time in Follow the Money history. We're live at the pool tomorrow doing our show. Derek Stevens hanging out, and Derek Stevens giving you a great offer at any 3 properties, Circa, the D, Golden Gate, CircaLasVegas.com, code VSiN15, get 15% off. Your Vegas adventure starts here. Get to town. Here comes the weather. 90 degrees tomorrow, and best pool in the world. CircaLasVegas.com. Book it now. Code VSiN15.
We'll keep updating the Masters up next, and also Major League Baseball. We have one of the best pitching matchups of the young season on the docket. That's next here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Opening day of the Masters. Rory McIlroy's on the back 9, 3 strokes back currently of Justin Rose, who is still out there as well. McIlroy is going to have a long putt for birdie. The way it looks here on the next hole.
Uh-oh, who's that? In the water.
Oh, that's a replay.
Okay.
That was that Aubert earlier in the day? Because now they flashed over to him too.
It didn't just happen?
I don't think so. I think that was maybe a replay.
Okay, yeah. Adam Scott 4 over, by the way. Horschel 5 over.
Oh, boy, okay. All right, there is breaking news. How about this? The Pro Football Hall of Fame X account, formerly known as Twitter. The Pro Football Hall of Fame is proud to announce that Brent Musburger has been chosen to receive the 2025 Pete Rozelle Radio and Television Award. Hall of Famer Dick Vermeil, a close friend and longtime broadcast partner, called Musburger to deliver the news. It's about time.
Good job. Remember, Dan Patrick told him he was going to push to get him in.
I loved it when
he was
Patrick
shocked
did
he
that.
wasn't in. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was great. I don't know if DP had anything to do with it. If he did, man, that's an unbelievable job by you because you're spot on. The fact that Brent was not in before, I don't know, oversight, call it what you will, but thank goodness he's going to get in because he's one of the best of all time, period. There's no argument. And it doesn't matter what he did. Studio show, all-time good. Still to this day, the best one probably I've ever seen.
Yep.
Right? With what they were doing so far ahead of their time.
Groundbreaking.
And then you knew it was a big game when you heard Brent's voice on a game, any sport. You just knew it. And you can't say that about a ton of dudes who have been calling games for a long, long time. You know what I'm saying? But back then with Keith Jackson and Brent Musburger and some of the other guys calling games, it was great. And he deserves to be in, obviously, as much as any other broadcaster ever. So kudos to the Pro Football Hall of Fame finally getting him in. That's great.
The best studio show, pregame show ever, and then was the all-time play-by-play guy, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's going to be on at 2:45 today.
All right, great.
How about that? Very good. All right, so Major League Baseball here today. 2 games have finished. Cleveland pounded the White Sox 6-1. And do you want to break up the L.A. Angels of Anaheim?
How about that? 20-1 today to have the most runs scored. And they're in the clubhouse with an 11. It was home run derby. Soriano was good, and they continue to hit the ball.
So Adele, Ward, and Trout all hit 2 home runs. Not 1, 2.
I thought for sure your guy Paris would be involved.
Yeah, so did I.
When he's done 5 home runs in 10 games.
Right. And top of the 9th, they're playing in Kansas City now. Estevez is on to close out the Twins. They lead 3-2. Runners on first and second, 1 out.
Oh, man. This was, there were good numbers on this. You still might cash the ticket, but Ober, 0-4 with an ERA of 6.50 in 10 starts against Kansas City.
Yep.
Waka has owned the Twins going back. Ober was good. Waka was okay, but 3-2 in the 9th. The Joe Ryan thing was money, though. Joe Ryan shut him down. We had talked about how good he's 7-0 now against Kansas City with a 1.30 ERA. But see if you're right. After what happened yesterday, you can't trust any bullpen. And there were some sick beats yesterday in baseball where we're on the air.
Yeah. So it's a light card, and basically we have one game that just started. That's Blue Jays, Red Sox. Brewers, by the way, and Rockies tied at 1 in the 6th. Wanted to dig deep here and see if we could find anything maybe live today. And then for the one game that we have a little bit later on, this is what I came up with. Bassett's taking on Buehler right now, Blue Jays and Red Sox. Bassett has very good career numbers against the Red Sox. In fact, he only allowed 1 hit early on here. I'll get the overall numbers in a second. But 7 games overall in his career with the A's and the Blue Jays, a 2.40 ERA. The FIP goes up a little bit to 3.84. He is, when you break it down, the ERA gets even better first time through the order. It's 1.76. The FIP is 3.19. The second time through the order, still good, goes up a little bit, 2.87 with the ERA, FIP 3.83. The third time through the order, so keep this in mind potentially, and we'll bring it up if he's still on the mound for a third time through the order coming up a little bit later on during the show. But the third time through the order against the Blue Jays, ERA still 2.77. However, the FIP, a more telling number here of what it should actually be like, is 4.66, and he has a 1.31 whip. Devers against Bassett, he has a hit today, career lifetime 7-14, 2 doubles and 3 homers. Alex Bregman against Bassett, 10-26, 385 with 3 doubles and a homer. So hopefully when we're live on the air today, that third time through, he's going to be coming up, and it's going to be Duran, Devers, and Bregman, and we can do something live at that point. In that inning, maybe the Red Sox score a run, bet them to win the game, whatever it might be, but maybe something to keep an eye on. How about this pitching matchup tonight?
It's great. Yep. I love Luzardo. His K-prop's only 5.5. Schwellenbach, same thing, 5.5. At DraftKings, he's 14 scoreless innings. He's retired 41 of the 46 hitters, 14 strikeouts. It's been great, his numbers. Big fan of Luzardo. Love how he hides the ball, deceptive delivery. Mm-hmm. Braves could use a win, too. And another fun series, but I would think, oh boy, I like under, and I like both pitchers over their strikeout prop.
I can get on board with the last one for sure. Yep. Although Luzardo, I'll point this out, he faced the Braves once last year with Miami. He got roughed up over 5 innings, 5 earned, and 4 Ks. He had 5 appearances versus Atlanta the 2 years before that. The numbers are awesome. 2.6 ERA, 2.70 FIP, 33% K rate. So very good. And Schwellenbach, so far this year, I mean, he's down to like 10-1 to win the Cy Young. So he's one of the first guys I bet to have most Ks. I never bet him Cy Young. No chance he's going to come back to haunt me, I'm guessing. But 6 innings at San Diego, 1 hit Pauly, no earned, 4 Ks, 8 innings against Miami, 2 hits, 10 Ks. He did pitch 3 games against Philadelphia last year. 18 and 1/3 innings, 2.45 ERA. The FIP even better, 1.64. The whip was sub 1, and an 8.5 K to walk ratio for Spencer Schwellenbach. Great young pitcher. Mm-hmm. Even better against the Phillies. I think I like the K prop over with him as well.
All right, excellent. How crazy is this story with DraftKings in Massachusetts? What do you think of this one? Great reporting on this too, by the way. So I reached out to Mike Palm, and he said, usually when this happens, it goes to the estate. So this guy in Massachusetts bets over $106,000 on futures for the Celtics I think were they all to win the title?
I believe so, yeah.
Pays somewhere Eastern
Okay,
Conference.
yep.
It paid $386,000, all the bets. He passed away. The wife says, I want the money back, void the tickets. And Massachusetts Gaming and DraftKings says, okay, we'll do that. And the money's going to go back to the estate, and that's how it's going to work. A statement from DraftKings at the hearing was, it helps to establish trust, and it's the right thing to do. I've never heard of something like this.
No, neither have I.
That it's like, just avoid the tickets, give me the money back that was done on the app, and that's how it's going to be done. And let me get the guy. Where's the guy's name? The guy who was covering it. Linehan? Guy who was there covering it for Sports Radar. Incredible blow-by-blow and tail of the tape with avoiding the $106,000 in bets. Well, the biggest one was $50,000. Obviously, he's got good prices on him, too, but was a believer in the Celtics the whole time.
Sure.
And I'd certainly like him to win the Eastern Conference right now. And to win the title, it would be tough to see who they play if it's OKC. But here, the wife is saying, I want the money back and forget about the $380,000.
Sure. So he did bet him to win the Eastern Conference 3 times. 12,000, 5,000, and 3,000. To win, that was going to be to win about 50,000 overall. And the other big bets were to win the title. I think 5 of those came in to win the title. 6 of them came in. And you're right, the biggest one was 50,000 to win $190,000. So I would say it's a pretty damn good job by DraftKings. Right? If that's what she wants, and this is a discussion that we need to have on the air at some point with Derek Stevens or Mike Palm later on, maybe next week, just to give people a heads up. Like what does people don't want to talk about this, but maybe we should all know, right? What happens when somebody passes away? And look at this, they have 12 sports books, and it's a combined, the balance in there is 115,000 or whatever the number might be. Who knows?
Here's the exact quote. DraftKings states they believe that honoring such requests in exceptional circumstances strengthens public trust and upholds industry integrity. Been $386,000 again if the tickets would have cashed.
Yeah, right. Now, I wonder.
Wild story. As the guy who was covering the stories, I've never heard of something like this before.
It's also a good discussion because people wanted to know if I told Lorraine when I hit that $20,000 Royal.
Yeah.
And they also wanted to know if she knew about the Florida outright ticket. I'm curious about how much, and I met the good doctor yesterday, Stephen Gephardt, awesome human being.
Yes, he is.
He said that he shares everything with his wife.
Uh-huh.
All the bets that he makes.
Okay.
I wonder, that's not common. I can't imagine that's common.
No way.
But I mean, how much are you willing to share with your spouse, your girl, whatever, your partner, better half? Do you tell her 50% of the stuff? Any of it? You hide everything? Are you completely open and tell 100%? I can't imagine, but.
Yeah, surely. Maybe they don't like that. Got to keep it quiet.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
And then how would she know about it too?
That's
the other thing.
Of course.
Oh my God, he's got $106,000 here on futures with the Celtics. Horse racing fans, get ready. VSiN at the Track, the road to the Kentucky Derby, live tomorrow and every Friday leading up to the Triple Crown. With key Derby prep races this weekend, you're breaking it down in the Run for the Roses. Mike Somich, 2:10 Eastern on the VSiN YouTube channel at VSiN Live. VSiN at the Track tomorrow, streaming live 2:10 Eastern as they count down to the Triple Crown.
Win lose up next. I kind of agree with this opinion on Shedeur Sanders in the draft.
Night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Great homecoming last night in theater in the Laker game. Luka goes home. They fire Nico chants right away, and they were loud. Good for the Mavs fans. Luka to score 40 plus 5-1. JJ Redick after the game. I was kind of disappointed he didn't get 50.
You know what 50 paid?
I didn't see that. Probably, what do you think, 10, 15?
Oh, it had to be.
Well, there were so many people that thought it was obvious, though, and they were right. How about the shot with the left hand? They kiss it off the glass. And, oh, man.
They have to practice that stuff. There's no doubt in my mind.
Unconscious from 3.
By the way, that's also so for the people, and we doubted it last night. We were wrong. But for the people who were completely on board with it, I mean, that's one of the, again, easiest player prop you're going to hit this year, probably.
Oh, yeah. What he had at halftime. No
Sure.
problem. It was raining early. Spurs money line, plus 1150.
Wow.
17-point dogs at Golden State. Horrible loss for the Warriors. Sixers from 1 up to 3. The Daily K prop yesterday. Gossman, 18-1. Most runs, Brewers, 11-1. It also was the high game, plus 650. As it stands right now, the Angels already scored 11-1. They were 20-1 to have the most runs.
Boy, I got to tell you, 20-1 on a 6-game slate.
No kidding. Yeah,
I totally missed that one. But
who their opposing pitcher
Yeah,
is and
sure.
locale and all of it. And I know Derek Stevens mentioned something when he was in about how he's so excited for the Masters and the extended coverage. I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Oh yeah, Paramount Plus over the weekends, extended coverage." So I see this all the time, how they advertise it. I'm like, damn, that looks good. So again, Paramount Plus, I had to check it out. Forget White Lotus and this other stuff. Mobland, Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan, fantastic stuff.
I'm telling you right now. So I mentioned his
Awesome.
name earlier. Tony Miller at the Golden Nugget. He runs a sports book. If you run any modern TV show by him, he's watched it. It's uncanny.
Sure.
And I was talking about TV shows with him last night, and he goes, Mitch, Mobland. I'm like,
Yes.
I've heard. He goes, oh my God. 2 episodes, I think.
It's only 2 in.
He goes, it's unbelievable.
Every Sunday, I believe. Yes. Great start, great acting.
Okay.
Yeah, unbelievable. Concur. Lose some. Suns from 12 down to 7. But they just want the season over. They had a big lead and then got run out, and they are eliminated. They were $5 to make the playoffs. Can't even participate. Blazers 4.5 up to 7. No good. Clippers, Rockets under 228 down to 225.5. That was a high-scoring affair.
I got this for you. The props were not up when we were on the air yesterday, but I told you to watch out for Reed Shepherd.
Sure.
20-plus points paid, plus 560.
There you go. Good call.
And by the way, so the numbers are going to go up, but if that's going to be the Houston game plan Friday and then Sunday,
Right. Yeah.
circle him.
Yes. A couple videos here. Lose some. You see the bear trying to protect the cubs here on the
This
highway?
is unreal.
Now look at this. The guy's just driving down the road and he sees some cubs. And he looks at the little bears, right? Hey, what are you doing? What are you guys up to on the
little
side
guys.
of the road, right? Yep. And it's don't even think about it. And here comes the mom. The big fella. Oh, look out. Coming right at the vehicle.
Jeez.
Saying, get away from me, right? Don't you come after me, right? You leave us alone. Go running around. Oh, my God.
Look at the speed, the
Yes.
agility,
No kidding.
Oh,
Comes out of
man.
nowhere.
the cone drill.
Yeah. Give me it again. Thank you. Here we go. On a replay. Just driving down the highway. And he sees him on the side of the road. And then out of nowhere comes the big fella about, get out of here. Don't try anything. You're too close. Running through like the fence. And the closing
Right here.
speed. Yes.
Oh, that jump right
move.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll wake you up.
That'll scare. Yeah, you better know better. Yeah. Think again, my friend. That's excellent. And then here, look at the French. I can't, come on. The French Bulldog.
What?
He's like, he gets stuck behind the fence? How did this happen?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's okay, but it's like, come on. He's like on the side of the wall, then there's the fence to guard him in not to get out, and he's trying to get through a sneak attack, and he's lucky he didn't get pinned.
I have a lot of questions here.
I know, but he's okay. But it's, oh man, I know Beagles are escape artists, but come on, buddy. And Huskies can open doors. But this guy with the French Bulldog, come on, buddy. Trapped against the fence on the wall. He's okay, though. That's great. Luke, we'll throw that up later at Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Bad for the books. Sixers, Wizards under 227.5 to 224. Fell 225. Toronto from 7 to 11.5, 213.5 up to 220. Pounded Charlotte 126.96. Denver from 1 up to 4.5. Orlando. Remember, Boston sat everyone. So Orlando was getting 3, went to Orlando 8, and from 216 down to 206 with the total. 96-76 Orlando. They clinched the division. Bulls heat over 223.5 to 227.5. 119-111. Clippers 6 up to 10. 2 vicious beats. Astros and under. 140 on the money line, 7.5 the total, 5-0 in the bottom of the 8th. They lost the game. The grand slam happened while we were on the air. Houston scored in the top of the 9th. Seattle gets, I think, was it 3 in the bottom of the 9th to win it?
Yeah. Yeah, the game finished when we were finally off the air.
Incredible. 5-0 in the bottom of the 8th. And another all-timer in hockey. Condolences to Jonathan Davis, who had this, and others, and he's on the show in an hour. Ducks Flames under 6.5. 1-0 with 12 minutes left. 4-3 final.
Oh, boy.
5 goals the rest of the way. 3-3 goes to overtime. Come on. 1-0 with 12 minutes left, you lose. Edge Boost, first ever bank account. Built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions improved. Card never declined. You love what you're doing, get paid for it. No usage fees, no minimums, 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today, edgeboost.bet, promo code FTM. Deposit 25, Edge Boost will match it. Code FTM, edgeboost.bet.
Can you go back over that story again for people just tuning in about what's going on with DraftKings in Massachusetts, about the bettor who died and had all these Celtics futures?
$106,000 in Celtics futures. The wife wants the money back and wants to void all the tickets that would pay $386,000 if they win it all. Some were Eastern Conference. Most of them were to win the title. She went to gaming and she went to DraftKings, and they had the hearing today. DraftKings agreed. Gaming agreed. They are voiding the tickets, and all these bets were made on the app, and she's getting the $106,000 back.
Okay, so a lot of feedback here. And like, how much do you share with your wife, your girlfriend, etc.? First of all, this is a great tweet. You can always get in touch with the show on X, at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Pauly Howard. Email is ftm@vsin.com. Scotty asked this question. I wonder what the cash out was on the Boston Celtics tickets.
Yeah.
Because the
some
odds
of them, some of them, they're plus 280.
Sure.
In that range.
They absolutely changed in his favor.
Yeah, they're like $1.50 to win the Eastern Conference.
So if she was able to get the account and the password, she could have gone on there and hit cash out.
Good call.
But little does she know.
Well, yeah, yes, out of her element, and maybe didn't share much with her.
Oh,
yeah,
all right. This is from Colin. You only tell the significant other what they ask about. It's not bad. How about this? Greg Jones, L.A. Joneser, who was one of the Survivor winners here at Circa a couple years ago. We got to get him in studio sometime. I have a funny feeling that L.A. Joneser has a ton of great stories. How about this? He tweeted at me and says, I keep a death book. It has all my accounts, passwords, etc. Me and my wife have a deal that she cannot go in it until I'm dead.
Okay, book him immediately.
He's got to come in studio.
Book him immediately.
That is
he lives in
incredible.
SoCal,
lives in California, yeah.
Oh, my God.
But I kind of like the arrangement. It's actually kind of smart when you think about it. You have to be able to tell your wife or your girlfriend again, like, hey, look, I got this much money. If anything ever happens to me.
Okay, a friend of ours, a mutual friend, his wife's dad died. Lost a mother, then the dad died. So then they're like, he had money all over the place. He had $300,000 in an account here. He had money in an account here. He had an IRA over here. Whatever. You have to get people involved in the way. And then goes the probate and all this stuff. And it's like, oh my, imagine, right?
Yeah, you don't ever want to go to probate.
Betting. I know. You didn't have the betting, right? Yeah, it's like, turns out to be like a 6-month process here and everything. But it's like, what if he was involved with all these accounts and betting? And certainly it's another great discussion to have with Palm too about what happens. But this was, and DraftKings agreed and said it was the right thing to do, although they could, they were stand to lose $386,000 if the Celtics would have the repeat.
That's right. I can't imagine how often this happens too when people don't have like a trust or they've done nothing to get it in fine print. The amount of bickering and like lawsuits that happen when somebody who's worth if you're worth a ton of money, I hope that you did that anyway. Mm-hmm. But it's like, hey, wait a second here. I deserve this. I deserve that. I should get this big of a chunk. I should get that much. And then it doesn't, like, there's no succession plan whatsoever. So then what? Who does it belong to? If you didn't take care of of all that stuff before you passed away.
It's like Knives Out. He left everything to the, what was it, the housekeeper, whatever she was?
Yeah. Oh, what a great movie.
Awesome movie.
Awesome movie.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So fascinating there.
I got a death book.
Death book, he calls
it. Boy, that's good.
Oh, mamma mia. Up next, best bets in soccer. Steve Wist, the meat man, joins the program. It's Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.